Well, in your business model of dealing with local tour providers and local tour operators or dive operators in many areas, well, not all of them are used to working with OTAs, especially those who are used to doing manual, and they will say they know us, we've been here for 30 to 40 years, the word of mouth, divers will come anyway, we don't need OTAs. How do you handle such first time collaboration with such dive operators in the Philippines? For example, whenever you wanted to come up into an agreement and they are not used to partnering with an OTA because they've been selling their dive packages anyway directly to their customers. Can you share some of your experiences on some of those challenges if you had, and how did you handle it, and how did you handle it to make it better for the other travel partners? Rabi, please.
Yeah, so from our end, actually surprisingly, most, especially for the dive establishments that we've been speaking with, most of them do fully understand the importance of going digital, and I guess with the pandemic, it's more and more obvious at this point that there needs to be a pivot. So we haven't really had a lot of problems in trying to bring people on board. Actually, it's more of creating like the complete packages, as Adam mentioned, because you cannot just sell, you have to create a full package, to get people from probably their, if they're inbound visitors, from traveling from Manila to the destination, and then they maybe via land to get to that to the dive spot. So there's a lot of logistics behind it, and that's I guess what we're more focused on in creating these packages. And from our end, when we talk with our partners, I mean, we highlight the fact that there is really absolutely no risk in joining the marketplace. We don't offer there's no upfront cost to posting any of their products, and in fact, we do the front loading, the work upfront of helping them create their products. Even providing some of the photos, doing the write-ups and all of that. So we do want to teach the local partners, how do, with the shift into digital, what are the things that they need to do? So we teach them about content marketing. We teach them about, how they can improve their social media marketing and so on. So I mean, it's an industry. What our main trusted guide to the Philippines is really promoting the country. And then once this pandemic is over, I'm very confident that we'll bounce back. The industry will bounce back, and much better than before. Before the pandemic happened.
Is this also true for you, Adam?
Yeah, very very similar to Guides to the Philippines. I mean, we don't have any fees for joining the platform. We do a lot of the work in terms of getting the listing up and promoting the operators. We've generally like to have experienced the operators firsthand and stayed at the resorts and things like that. So we are able to talk about it and represent it as well as possible. So in that regard, it's kind of a win-win. I think reiterating the global reach that online travel platforms has is very important. I've certainly heard of horror stories in other parts of Asia where they are dependent on one market very heavily. I know China is a big traveler to certain parts and becomes a heavy percentage of that destination's tourism. If moving forwards there's any other restrictions, I think having diversity of customer base is a very prudent and sensible thing to be doing, and again, that's sort of essentially what happens through an online travel platform. And we haven't had any real resistance to adopting this digital kind of era. I think as Vincent said, everyone's aware of how important it is in getting that exposure. So we haven't had any challenges there.